Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new video. We're all excited for the Pokemon World Championships happening in London just a week from now. And I'm here to talk about the top 5 decks that will not be winning the Pokemon World Championships this year. If you're planning on buying any cards from TCG Player, make sure you use our affiliate link right here in the description of our video to help support the channel. It's the best way to do it and it's free. Looking for PTGO codes? Poton Store has all the latest sets and promos, instantly delivered to your email. You can use Tablemon code when checking out for 5% off. Card Market is Europe's largest online marketplace for Pokemon cards. Whether you're looking for sealed product or singles, vintage or the latest sets, just follow the link in the description to find what you need. If you're looking for sealed product, Paladin Cards has some of the best deals and you can get 5% off any purchase with code Tablemon5. This video is sponsored by the Pokemon TCG deck building website PokemonCard.io. The first deck in our list is Lunatone Solrock. This deck, whilst decent and very budget friendly, it's just not good enough. Yeah, Moonkinesis does 30 damage plus 30 more damage for Psychic Energy attached to his Pokemon. Solrock can attach a Psychic Energy from your discard pile to one of your Lunatone, so you get to power up. But the amount of damage that you can do is never enough to one-shot any relevant Vstar VMAX. You will always be two-shotting, so you rely on trading effectively. If you have any hiccup at all throughout the game, things are not going to work out for you because your Pokemon fall down like flies. You just look at them and they're basically knocked out. And yeah, it has potential in the sense that it's solid, it's consistent, it's budget-friendly. But it's just not good enough to win a world championship, purely because we have cards like Big Charm, Sharon Scare, and Hyper Potion prevalent throughout the format and being played in one of the most popular decks, such as Arceus Duraludon and Arceus Inteleon. And if you can't get past those two decks, then you're definitely not a contender to win the world championships. No one in the right mind could possibly be playing this deck or a form of it for the Pokemon World Championships. Day 1 and Day 2. The next deck in our list of decks that are not going to win the Pokemon World Championships, in my opinion, right, is Azul's NAIC winning deck list. Flying Pikachu VMAX is not good enough anymore. Palkia, despite being still very popular and a potential threat in the metagame, as well as Mew VMAX, this deck just can't quite reliably pass the hurdle of Arceus Inteleon. Yeah, Arceus Inteleon is the gatekeeper of the format right now. It makes a lot of things that could potentially be cool or viable. Not really, because if you're not one-shotting an Arceus Vstar, if you can't get past that 310 HP wall, that's just gonna get recycled through Sharon Scare, your deck's not good enough, right? And Flying Pikachu, despite it playing Sharon Scares to match some of those Sharon Scare that Arceus Inteleon play, you cannot search for Sharon Scare at will. With this deck, you have to rely on drawing into it with Bibarel. That's not likely to happen, and Arceus Inteleon has lately been playing Dole Palpat, so you will always get out Sharon Scared, and in the battle of the 2-hit KOs, you will always be behind. No damage modifiers for this deck also means it's really predictable in what it can or cannot do, and even though it can get past with a solid Palkia matchup and a very solid Mew VMAX matchup, if you're not going to have a good Arceus Inteleon matchup, you'd be crazy to play this deck at the Pokemon World Championships. Next up, we have Blissey. Blissey, despite being a pretty cool and unique deck in its attacks and how it's set up, in playing all special energies and being able to get them back with Blissful Blast, getting back energies up to 3 when you do damage, and then getting the benefit of the lucky energies drawing extra cards, the powerful energies doing extra damage, the capture energy searching for Pokemon, and the double turbo energy powering up Blissey, along with letting you attack with Miltank, which is a really cool wall in and of itself. The deck just simply falls apart towards the middle of the game. It's really hard to build a very powerful Blissey, as you discarding the energies is not as easy as one would imagine, because you first have to have them in your hand, and then you can Sharon Scare, but then that means you're resetting the Blissey, and you can Hyper Potion as well to heal. But it's just really difficult to have a threatening Pokemon or two threatening Pokemon out at once. One Blissey that keeps attacking, it keeps building up, it gets super powerful, but then it does get to a point where once it's KO'd, your follow-up is usually hitting for 40 or 50 damage, which is nothing to write home about. So even though this deck is pretty cool, is pretty powerful, overall, I don't think it has enough firepower for the Pokemon World Championships, so I definitely don't think this deck will be winning. Next up, we have Mewtwo Vstar. Now, historically, the latest EX, GX, Vstar, VMAX, historically, we do have power creep, and with every brand new set, the next big powerful thing ends up outclassing the previous top decks, right? That is a trend, and especially in the beginning of a brand new format, that is a trend. Now, Mewtwo Vstar is the latest V-Star that we do have. It does have the potential to 1-KO things with Side Purge, doing 90 damage for every Psychic Energy you discard up to 3, so 270 damage. And with some damage modifiers, you can get the one-shots on V-Star Pokemon. However, we didn't get a full set before the Pokemon World Championships. The format is pretty much the same as NAIC, and even though we also have the history of Mewtwo and Mew GX winning the last Pokemon World Championship held in 2019, I definitely don't think Mewtwo Vstar has enough to pull through for the Pokemon World Championships this year. It either relies on Lunatone Solrock, which then you're neither a Mewtwo Vstar deck nor a Lunatone Solrock deck, you're some weird combination of the two that can easily fall apart, or you pair with Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX, which suffers from all the Path to a Peak, plus Roxanne, plus Marnie Disruption. Having a 3-prize frail Pokemon in play is never a good thing, and relying on abilities to do all your damage is also not great. So overall, even though this deck on paper looks very powerful, when you actually get to play it, there's a lot of things that can and will go wrong. So is it consistent enough for a World Championship run? Probably not. Will it make an appearance? I'm not so sure. This is like a big incognito for me. I feel like it will. I feel like every deck will be played, but in big enough numbers to make an impact. And can the deck pull through and really do well in a format where we see Path to Peaks, we see Roxanne, and we see Marnie in a lot of the successful decks? I would say no. Yeah, there might be some cards in the future that will make Mewtwo Vstar better, but for now, I feel like this deck will definitely not win the Pokemon World Championships this year. Finally, we have this new concoction that we've been seeing do well in online tournaments. Mewtwo Union as a standalone stall deck also went pretty deep at NAIC, and we'll touch on that on a different video. But this particular deck, combining Arceus Vstar with all the Mewtwo Union pieces and having a more direct and more aggressive approach to using Mewtwo Union, I'm fairly sure will not succeed at the Pokemon World Championships. It's just anything that goes wrong, just a little bit, like pricing a Mewtwo piece and then you not being able to find it through Peonia. If you whiff the turn to attack with Arceus, then all of a sudden you're a mediocre Arceus Vstar deck. You don't even have B-Roll to recover. You don't have Inteleon to search for any pieces. You have one Sharon Scare, which will never be enough to match Arceus's Inteleon's Sharon Scare and the Sharon Scare axes that they have. And then, yeah, I don't see how this deck could possibly succeed. Mewtwo Union as a card is really cool. It's really cool that it has seen more play and it was successful at NAIC. But this particular deck, this particular combination, I cannot fathom a scenario where this deck becomes the next Pokemon World Champion. It's just so much can go wrong for the deck, and throughout the course of best of threes against the best possible players, any little thing that goes wrong, it's going to be really hard to compensate with your own skill against other very, very good players. So overall, I definitely don't think this deck will be winning the Pokemon World Championships. And so that does it. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Am I crazy? Are you happy some of these decks got roasted? Do you think any of these have an actual chance? Let me know in the comments. I am very confident in what I'm saying in this video. And of course, I'll be bringing you the next episode where we will talk about the top 5 decks that can win the Pokemon World Championships.